Hello everybody, good morning. This is Massimiliano Berzot and we are going to start the admin tool training in a couple of minutes. I'm going to share the screen with you and we are going to start in a couple of minutes the presentation and the training about the admin tool of Scopus. Okay, we are going to start. Just a couple of information about the training. The training will be in English. If you have any question, you can write a question into the chat and I'm going to reply all the questions at the end of the presentation. You can write in Spanish, I can get Spanish, no problem. But unfortunately, I cannot speak Spanish fluently, so I'm going to do this training in English. What about the presentation? This will take, on average, I think we take 1 hour or a little bit less than 1 hour. I'm going to share with you some basic information about admin tool, and then we are going online to see on the test website how the admin tool is working. So about the basic informations about the admin tool helps you to manage and customize your Scopus subscription. The access to the admin tool is granted during the account setup. So I hope everybody has already an admin tool account, an active admin tool account as administrator for Scopus. If you don't have any account for the admin tool, I'm going to share with you how to activate and how to contact the Elsevier customer service. So let's start with the basics. So let's start to see if you don't have an administrator account for the admin tool, how to create the account and how to contact the Elsevier customer service. So this is the Scopus platform, the Scopus website. And the first thing you have to do is to create your own account on Scopus. So in this case, I'm already logged in, but you can simply log out and see how it looks when you are not registered. So this is probably the Scopus website where you are not registered. And if you click on register, you can create your own account. Okay, so in order to create your own account, you have to specify your details. So the first name, and then the family name, and then the email address. I strongly suggest to use your institutional email, and then the password. Here are some flags if you want to receive information from the company or not, and if you want to register yourself with all the information about your job title, your address, you can fill all the forms up. If you don't want, doesn't matter, no problem. You can simply left everything empty. The important thing is to flag here, I have read and understood the registered user agreement, and check the registered user agreement. It's about privacy, and then register yourself. When you are registered yourself, then you get an email to your email account with a link to confirm you asked for the creation of the login details. And then when you confirm you create this login, then you can simply log in into the platform. So as you can see here, username, password, and then logged in. As maybe you already know, all the platforms from Elsevier have the same login details. So if you create this one time, the login details will be available and useful and active for all the platforms like ScienceDirect, like Mendeley, and so on. So when you have the login account, you can log in into Scopus, and then you are logged in. But what about to be an administrator of Scopus and then have access to the admin tool? The admin tool website is this one, admintool@elsevier.com. So when you click on this website, then the website is asking to log in with the same credentials. But if you are not the administrator, this will be closed. So you have to contact the Elsevier service, the help desk service, in order to have access to the admin tool. How to do that? It's quite simple. You have to contact the support center. You can see here the support center. This is the address of the support center. It's service.elsevier.com. Here you can see there are different products from Elsevier, and here on all Elsevier solutions you can see the admin tool. Then click on admin tool. This is the admin tool support center from Elsevier, and here you can find what's new, the top 10 frequent asked questions. And here, for further assistance, you can find email or phone. I suggest to you to click on email, and then you can get to the form. And the form, it's quite easy to fill it up, because you can simply click here on access and subject. You can ask for administrator. Log in to admin tool. And then in your question, you can simply write, Dear Help Desk, my name is Max Berzot, and my email is this. I'm the administrator for the university, for this institution, and I would like to have access to the admin tool. After one working day maximum, the help desk will activate your email, your login details as administrator. And when activated, you can have access to the admin tool, to the platform. So you can simply go to admintool.elsevier.com and then log into the admin tool platform. Okay, so this is how to have an administrator's profile to have access to the admin tool. When you have access to the admin tool, then you will see your institution admin tool, your institutional account. In this case, this is a test profile to do trainings and to do presentations. And if your institution is part of a consortium, you also will see the link to the consortium. But of course, as you are administrators for your institution, the link to the consortium profile will not be activated. So you only can see that you are part of the consortium, but you don't have any possibility to manage and to deal with all the information from the consortium, because you are not authorized as administrators for the consortium, only for the account of your institution. And this is the main page of the admin tool. It's a little bit an old platform. Probably the structure of the admin tool is the same since a lot of years, and probably in the future this will change with a friendly platform. But at the moment, it allows you to manage and to customize your Scopus subscriptions very easily. So yeah, probably the look of the platform is not so brand new, but it's quite useful for the purpose you have to check. So let's see the account general information, because as you can see here, we have the account general information. So on the left, you can see the account details. So the account details are about your institution, the name of your institution, the account number of your institution, then the consortium details if you are part of a consortium, so the name of the consortium and the consortium account number, and then your user profile. So profile settings are related to your profile. So if you click on user profile, then you can see your username. You can check all the informations related to your profile. So as you can see, you can change your password. In case of administrators, the strong password is absolutely mandatory. So strong password means you have to put some rules in order to have a stronger password possible. And then salutation, your first name, last name, your email address, and then also if you are part of a group, the membership to the group, and a couple of information I'm going to explain you later for the user profiles and personal contact informations. So here you can put your phone, your fax number, job title, and so on, and you can save and change all the information of your personal information. Remember then in the admin tool, all the information about the page have helps on the right. So on the right you can see explanations about what you can do in the page you are browsing. Let's come back to the main page. So here the account details. In the center of the page, you will have the 3 tabs and then all the links I'm going to discuss with you. But let's see on the right. On the right, you have all the informations related to the groups of your account, because you can create, you can manage different groups within your own account. And as you can see here, we have the main group of the university, and the one who is related to all the IP addresses. Then you have the group related to the remote access, to have access to the Scopus platform and also the ScienceDirect platform outside the academic IP range. And then here you can see some test groups we created as tests during presentations and trainings. And the last one is a group created by this university in order to activate the sushi service with the EBSCO platform. this is related to usage reports and to third-party accounts and applications you can use also in the admin tool. But let's focus on the main group, the one for all the IP ranges of the institution, and self-managed remote access, and then the test groups. I'm going to explain how to create a group and what is the importance of a group to administrate and to deal with your users into your institution. But this will be in a couple of minutes when we start to talk about the account structures here. So before to talk about that, let's talk about the tabs you can see here. The admin tool can have different tabs, and different tabs are related to different services subscribed by the. So in this case, we are going to talk about a Scopus admin tool platform. So we will focus on the Scopus tab. But as you can see, you can also have access and manage and personalize and deal with Science Direct. Or if you are subscribing other products, then probably you can have different tabs to manage all the other products from Elsevier. So we are going to talk about the general tab and then about the Scopus tab during this presentation. So let's start with the general tab, which is the generic tab for all the products, and it's about the account structures, how to manage user IDs, the library integration, and last, the usage statistics. So we have 4 different functionalities in the general one. So the first is about the account structure here. The second one is about manage the user's ID. So this part of the central tab, general tab. The third one is about library integration, this one. And here you can see open access. This is a platform related to customers who have an agreement with Elsevier in order to manage the open access validations for APC funded by the institution for authors. So in your case, this could be not active. It depends from the structure and the agreement you have with the publisher. So we are going to skip this because this is not part of our presentation today. And the third part we are going to discuss is about usage statistics. So just to recap, the general tab, it's about account structure, manage user IDs, library integration, and the usage statistics. So let's start from the account structures. So when you start to manage and deal with the structure of your account on the admin tool, you have only the first group you can see, the one related to the IPs of your institution, and nothing else. Okay. An important information about the IP range. So let's start with account IP range. If you click on the account IP range, here you can check all the IP ranges registered by the help desk. You can decide to add new IP ranges, but you cannot do this automatically. And you cannot do this by yourself. You have to contact the Elsevier support team in order to add new IP ranges related to your institution. This is quite easy because clicking on the link, you are linked to a website where you can write an email to Elsevier support team. But writing this email, you are, you are confirming that you are the administrators of the institution, and where you are communicating the new IP range, then you are confirming that this IP range is an IP range of your institution. After that, the support team is going to check the IP range with all the other IP ranges into the account system. So if this is, how to say, overlapping with another IP range of other institution, then the support team will contact you back in order to request information about why you are communicating an IP range is overlapping with the one of other institution. But if this the IP range is brand new, no problem. After the check, this will be activated, and this will be available here in the list. So as you can see, for this institution, the IP range is only one. It's from 0 to 255, and it's probably related also to an IP range that is managed by a proxy server. When you have your IP ranges into the screen, then you can decide to manage these IP ranges. You can decide to remove, so you can manage as you want. You can remove the IP range. You can split this IP range into subsets. So you can decide to have two different groups in admin tool. One is for 148.163.0.100, and the other one 100 to 255. So you can decide to divide your IP range in different subsets, or you can simply remove the one communicated to the support. But in order to add new IP ranges, you cannot do by yourself. You have to contact the Elsevier support team here, clicking on the link. So this was about the IP address ranges for the access to the platform. So let's back to the account. And then one time everything is sorted out into about IP ranges, then you can decide to create or edit different group in your account. So create a different structure for your account. Why to create groups into your account? This is something that can be useful if you want to get maybe usage reports related to specific group, related to specific IP account, IP address range, or maybe if you want to create temporary groups in order to provide access to specific users during a specific period of time. So an example could be, I want to create a group to give and provide access to Scopus to 10 researchers who are visiting my institution from abroad. They are visiting my institution only for 3 months, and during these 3 months, because they are visiting my institution, I want to provide them access only to Scopus, not to other platforms. So I can create this group. I can decide to name this group as group for Scopus for visiting researchers. Okay, and I can decide that the membership dates will be only for 3 months. So we can start from the 1st of May 2019. So May, June, and July to the end, to the first day, easier, to the first day of August 2019. So the membership dates, this means that this group will be active only for a specific time. Or I can decide to default dates for users' profiles. So also create user profiles with a limited time. Also in this case, I can decide to put the same dates on the begin and the end of the date. If I don't want to specify a time frame for this group, I can simply save the group without any date. Okay, and all the informations about this are also related to the membership dates can be available clicking here on the help icon. When you are creating a parent account, you create this account within your institutional account. As you can see, we have the main one, and then we have all the other groups within and inside the account of your institution. I don't want to create a new test group because also managing groups, you can create groups, but in order to cancel groups, you have to contact the customer service. So in this case, I don't want to add another test group to the list of this account, but I just showed you how to create this account. And when you create the account, and we can use test group when you are going to talk about how to manage groups and users, you can use the new group adding user IDs to the group. So adding users to the specific group. So starting from the account structure and how to manage and how to create and edit a group, we can move to manage user IDs. So user IDs are related to users, so persons who are inside your institution and that can have access to the platforms. With manage users IDs, you can search, view, and modify user profiles. But as administrator, you can also create by yourself and provide to new user a user profile. And then, of course, you can create and manage remote access registration IDs. And you can also, as administrator, create other administrators in order to provide to other people the access to the admin tool itself. But this is something you can do only if you are the administrator first level, so the first level of administration. So the other administrator cannot manage specific tasks like the creation of administration user profiles, the access to specific part of the admin tool, but they can only manage user IDs, they cannot create groups, and they can have access to the user reports, usage reports. So the activity of the second level of the administrators are a little bit limited, but you can create other administrators if you want to get support from other colleagues using the admin tool for specific functionality. So let's start to how to create a user profile. You can simply click. So imagine the 10 researchers who are visiting our institutions, they don't have any user profile in your institution, and you can create this for them. So you can put their email address here. You can set up the new password and confirm the password. In this case, the strong password is not mandatory. You can put a salutation here, dear Dr., Miss, Mr., Mrs., and so on, first name, family name, and then you can decide to add this user to a specific group. So in this case, we created, the group for visiting researchers in the institution to have access to Scopus. So in this case, you can say, I want to provide to this user only access to Scopus. Okay. Okay. Let's check, because I got an error message from the platform. So let's check if I have any issue. With the platform itself, I don't see any. Let me check if somebody has. Okay, no, looks like the quality of audio is strong at the moment. If you have any issue in getting emails or getting my voice, please send me a message into the chat, and I'm going to stop and check if everything is all right. Okay, we are going to check this part of the user profile later, and here you can put personal contact information. But if you are creating this user profile only for a user, you can simply, the mandatory fields are the email address, the new password, and the given first and family name. So if you have a list of names and surnames and emails, you can easily create by yourself user profiles for the others. Then they will receive an email from the system saying that a profile has been created by the administrators, and a link they have to click in order to confirm the profile. And the first time they are going to log in, the system will ask for change the password. So also the password can be very easy, test, and they will be obliged to change the password after the first login. So this is how to create a user profile by the administrator. So let's back to manage user IDs. Of course, when somebody is into the IP range of your institution, they can create by yourself a user profile. The same way I explained you before, if they are logged out here, they can find register, and clicking on register, they can register themselves to Scopus, and they can do when they are into the IP range of the institution. So they can create a user profile by themselves, and you have the list of all the user profiles connected to your institution. This means all the profiles created by someone who was inside the IP range of your institution. You can search for them. You can search for username, given name, family name, or simply email address. You can limit the search to specific groups or to membership type. Membership types are related to if the user profiles are created by the administrator, if they are created by themselves, if they are created for remote access, if they are registered online or self-managed. So you can also see all the different kind of membership available. And you can also click here of information to check which one are the different membership type for all the users. This is usually the most frequent. The customer service created, it's related to the customer service. The most frequent is the online registered. So this is about a user into your IP range who is creating by them itself the user profile. This is created by the administrator. Self-managed are profiles created by routers or in institutes or other corporate customers. So here you can see all the different membership types, but you can simply check for all the membership types, and also you can decide to show the inactive or active users. In this case, let's leave no in order to view all. And if you don't have any information, you can simply want to check the list, please click view all. And here, as you can see, we have a list of, in this case, 1,000 users, and you can see all the users are listed in and the order is by the creation of the user account, the user profile. So you can see from the first who was created to the last. And you can also export this to a spreadsheet. You can export to a spreadsheet to have all the information on Excel file and manage and get all the information and check maybe all the emails of your users. As you can see here, you can see that a lot of users have the institutional email, but someone also have a commercial one, like Gmail. This is up to the users. This is not mandatory from the platform itself, can be mandatory from the institution. So maybe you can simply check all the users who created a user profile with a Gmail account or a not institutional email account, and maybe you can filter it. You can copy and paste and send a message to all of them saying, I saw you created an account with a commercial, because this is not safe and I want to monitor your activity by institutional email. Please modify your institutional your email into your profile with the institutional one. So you can simply use all the information for all the needs you have. And here also you can check. You can see here the column yes, yes, yes means that all these accounts are active. Where you can see no, it's probably because they cancelled the user profile, or maybe the user profile, the user account was temporary, created by the administrator for a specific period of time and was not and it's not active at the moment. To check and to see the user profile, you can simply click here on the username, on the link. So let's check before to do that, because I don't want to show personal informations about users. Let's use my user ID. Let's check. So family name. We can search only with surnames and search. Okay, so this is my account, user account, and I want to show you my user account. I can do that, but I would prefer to avoid to show you a user profile of someone else just for privacy reasons. So user information. Here you can see user information are the same I showed you before in order to change password and check other information. So it's quite easy to, and I don't want to repeat all the information I already said. Just to remember that this is the username, this is the given and the family name, this is the email address. I have a strong password because I'm administrator for this admin tool, and this is about user group membership dates, if are related to the main group or if they are related to another group membership. With the access date, you can provide access also to exist user profiles to specific groups. So in this case, if I want to add myself to the Sushi EBSCO platform, maybe I can simply click on this and provide, if I want to provide a temporary access begin and end. If not, there are no worries. I can simply leave empty and this will be access forever. And of course, in case I'm member of a specific group, and imagine you want to cancel this membership to a group for a user. In this case, I'm linked to the main group of the institution. Here you can see the link to remove this membership. So in this case, probably because this is the group related to the main IP range, remove me from this membership would be the cancel of the access, because I will be out of the IP range, the authorized IP range of the universities. So you can, if someone has different membership to different groups to have access to different platforms, removing the memberships means that this account won't be authorized to have access to specific platforms or IP ranges. So you can remove the membership if you left, the access to a group without an end. If you provide the end, then the membership will end at the date you provide to the system. And here, personal contact information. About the Elsevier open access platform, I already talked about this. This is not part of this training and probably is not active for all the institutions. It's related to a platform related to specific functionality related to the open access fee, the EPC. But about EPIC, we are going to check what is EPIC, and EPIC is a platform for usage. And in case I want to grant access to this user to EPIC, I can simply flag and save. And I'm going to show you what is EPIC later. So this is what you can get from the user profile. And so with the user profile, you can search, view, and also modify user profiles by the administrators. You have all the rights to modify and to change everything in the user profiles of your researchers and users into the institutions. And of course, you can manage profiles which are already created. Okay, let's see how to create or manage remote access registration IDs. I have to say that since I think for 3 or 4 years, the remote access to the platforms is available for all the users by the start of the subscription. So this is about providing to a specific group the possibility to have access outside the IP ranges of the university. Of course, this can be also provided to users, temporary users, and if you want to provide remote access to a specific group, maybe you can create the group. So in this case, can be a test group, but could be the group we start creating before the one related to the visiting researchers for 3 months. And here, this is super easy. You can simply paste and copy a list of email addresses separated by line breaks, commas, or spaces, or semicolons. So you can simply copy and paste all the emails you want to provide remote access to Scopus. In this case, this remote access will be provided only for a specific time or without a fixed end. So you can decide if the membership to the group, the begin date is today, of course, but you can decide a fixed end, so maybe the 1st of January 2020, or maybe create a trial period. So here you can decide this will be available only for 90 days. And then submit. Then all the email addresses into the list will be contacted by the system saying that the administrator provided remote access and click to the link to activate it. But in this case, of course, this is what you are creating and what you are providing only to users who are not into the system or are not into the IP range of your university. Another example can be, for instance, a user who didn't create, and of course this is based also on users that cannot have access to your institution IP range through a proxy server. So at the moment, having access to platform from the proxy server or from systems like VPN is quite, it's quite common. But imagine someone who cannot have access to the IP range of your institution through proxy servers or VPN, and it's abroad. It's abroad, and this user need to have access to at least to the Scopus platform. In this case, you can simply write here the email of the user and of course provide a group who is related to the remote access, and then decide if this can be managed on trial period or for specific dates. And this person, also if it's out of the IP range of the university and is traveling abroad without any access to VPN and proxy servers, after clicking on the link from the email he got, will have access also to the remote access for the platform. But yeah, this is something that's very uncommon to see on these days, because everybody has access to VPN or proxy servers, and also universities are providing different ways in order to provide access to the users, not only to specific platform, but to all the databases and platforms they are subscribing. Let's check the administrators link. So this is available only for the administrator, and this is the way to create and modify the list of the administrators, the other administrators who are supporting the first level, the first administrator of the institution. So in this case, only for this test admin tool, we have two different level 1 administrators, but the administrators' privileges are related to the administrators are different. So as you can see here, there are all the different administrators' privileges you can provide to other user profiles, and you can simply provide the administrator access to someone who already has a user profile, or you can create a new user profile for a new administration. You can do it by yourself. So in this case, you can put the address, email address, the password, the confirm password, and in this case, not the strong is mandatory. And then here you can decide what kind of privilege you want to provide to the other users. So administrator organization, no privilege. Let me check. Probably I cannot. This is probably, let me check. Yeah, I have no privilege to create other administration because this was only for the test admin tool. So in this case, the help desk provided me a specific profile, but this profile cannot create other administrator. But maybe let's briefly check here on the page. An administrator can create another admin profile who can may edit only administrator information that is their level or below. So in this case, I'm probably at the moment on level 2. So I cannot create other administrators. Let me check. The different privileges are related to functionalities the administrator can have access. So in this case, I cannot show you here the menu, but it's about only to create or modify or dealing with the user profiles. The second level cannot create user profiles, cannot create groups and everything. So you can decide to provide privileges to the new administrators, the privilege you want. And then, of course, because you are managing other administrators, you can decide to get weekly informations about their activity into the admin tool. So you can decide only to provide to other users the privilege only to have access maybe to usage reports and not to the other functionalities. And sorry, I cannot show you the menu here, but because this is not available for my account, but I'm sure if you are administrators for your institution, you can simply get here, and it's quite easy to decide what kind of privilege you can provide to other users, administrators of your institution. So as administrator, then you can create other administrator profiles with different privilege, level 2 and so on, and manage their profile. Okay, This library integration is something I'm going to talk about only later when we are going to check the Scopus tab. Let's skip at the moment the library integration, and let's skip the open access platform because it's not part of this training, and let's talk about usage statistics. From your institution admin tool, you can have access to the usage reports of all your platforms, of all your subscribed services. So here you can see there are links to, first of all, to Product Insight for your organization, the EPIC platform. I'm going to show you this in a couple of minutes, but most important are the new counter, the COP5 counter COP5 reports, the new counter compliant reports for Science Direct, Scopus, and related products. So this is the code of practice 5. The COP5 are brand new reports compliant with the counter organization, and this is available since January 2019 in the platform, and will be available also on Product Insights from the second quarter of 2019. But if you want also to get reports related to the last compliant rules, this means the COP4, you can still have access to the counter COP4 reports here. Clicking on the link, it's quite easy. You have to access to the page to get the different usage reports. So in this case, for COP5, you can decide to get reports related to Science Direct, to Engineering Village, to Scopus. You can have access to different reports, and every report has its code. So you can see the different reports available, and you can decide the time frame. And also the export format, if you want to export the format in TSV or in JSON, and then execute. And then here you can also see all the reports you got in the past. Then if you want to again download new reports, you can simply click here to get the report. So this is about COP5. Let's back to the usage reports. Then you can click on counter COP4. So the last report format compliant with counter. I don't want to show you, dates are probably sensitive, so I'm going to show you only here for COP4. You can check all the COP4 reports. You can see the view, the overview in this case for the JR1, but if you are dealing with the PR1, then it's about overview again. Probably it's because, let's see, GR2 for journals, it's with overview. All of them are with overview, and then you can decide the time frame. Here you can export in XML or in TXT. This is different because it was COP4, but the new COP5, they have different exporting formats. Supplementary usage reports are other reports not compliant with counter, but they can be useful for your institution, and they are provided by the publisher with different format. So as you can see, you have different usage reports created by the publisher, not compliant with counter, but they can provide different information. And for each one, you have a brief description here. Okay, so in case of usage reports, you have three different choices. The first one is to have access to the COP5. The second one is to have access to the last version of counter compliant reports, which is the COP4, and the supplementary usage reports who are not compliant with counter but can be useful to provide informations. The fourth opportunity you have is to have access to product insights for your organization. This platform is called EPIC, and it's Elsevier Product Insight for Customers. You can have access to this platform. I'm sorry, this is okay. Let's provide not the University of Barcelona, but a demo account. So this is a platform, a new platform from the publisher who is providing you a lot of different informations about your users, your usage reports, the publications of your users, and so on. And this new platform, it's not the admin tool. This is not for administration. This is only in order to get product insights from the publisher for your customers. So it's only a provider of information about different platforms and different metrics. It's not to manage, it's not a tool to administrate the solutions, but it's very useful if you want to have information about different platforms. And this is not part of the training today, but can be a part of a different presentation. And if you are interested, please contact me in order to get a presentation and training about EPIC. But in the meantime, because it's quite easy to use and very intuitive, you can simply, if you have the access as an administrator of the admin tool, you can simply have access to your institution EPIC through this address. So the address is then the less traffic.elsevier.com. And adding access with your admin tool administrator login details, you can have access to the EPIC, and you can simply browse the different information and play a little bit with this platform. Is very useful. And if you need support, please let me know. So this was about the product insights for your organization, and we are going to talk about this as EPIC. We probably had another issue with connection. I'm sorry about that. But sometimes, yeah, internet is not. Let me check. There is no sound. I know. I'm sorry. Unfortunately, now sometimes we have some issues with internet. It happens. Now it's okay. Thank you very much. Sometimes it's very brief. Probably is related to the provider of the internet services. Happens that there is no sound or the image is blocked. But yeah, thank you, Gemma. Now everything is okay. Okay, we can search again for family search. So let's come back to my profile and imagine this is a specific user profile. And here you can see, let's close it. Okay, you can grant Epic user access. So I repeat, this is not to provide administrator privileges to other users. It's only to grant access to Epic to other users. So because Epic is providing information about also publication from researchers in your institution, it's providing information about access to specific journals, references to specific article journals and so on. Maybe it can be also something useful for not for administrators from the library, but maybe to managers, research office, or other roles into the institution. And if you want to grant the access to Epic to other users, you can simply flag here into the user profile this flag about the Elsevier, the Epic access. And in this case, the user will have access to Epic, even though is not an administrator of the platform. So this was about user IDs. We check also the usage statistics, and the library integration is something that we are going to show you a couple of minutes when we talk about the specific tab for Scopus. So let's go to the Scopus tab. Okay. Okay, the Scopus tab is related to the Scopus interface, and I also have here the Scopus page to show you what you can change in the Scopus page through the admin tool. So the first outlook is to describe you what you can do on the Scopus tab. The first one is about the customization of the interface. The second one is about all the links into the Scopus platform. Then you can see the third one and the fourth one are related to the Scopus coverage report and the promote Scopus to your users. So these are dedicated to the library. And then 3 different links to the Scopus website, the info site of Scopus, and again, the Scopus coverage reports. So the very important links here in this page are related to the customization and the linking. So let's start with the customization of the interface. The first one is about the institutional logo or text. So this is the customization of the Scopus platform, providing the image of your institution and maybe a text into the screen. I want to show you where this can be available. As you can see here, because my Scopus access is provided by the Elsevier publisher, in my case, this is brought to you by the Scopus team. And as you can see, the Scopus team, it's a link itself. So if I click on the Scopus team, I'm going to land on the Scopus page. In your case, you can decide to change this wording brought to you by, maybe in Spanish. It could be translated in Spanish. It could be something like the access to Scopus is provided by the central library of the University of so on. And you can write here the text and change the text. The standard one is brought to you by, but you can write it in Spanish, or you can write everything else. The only important thing is about, you know, the length of the text, which is no more than 100 characters. And then you can decide to have also a small header image of your institution. This is usually provided simply by the link to, for instance, the banner of your library, the central library of your institution, by the link. So if you have the GIF, the image of your central library website into the institutional web page, you can simply link the image to this image, or maybe you can decide to use the institutional image itself. So you can decide what to put in evidence into Scopus. Also, in this case, the only limitation is about the image size. Of course, in this case, as you can see, you can have the text brought to you by and then the link, or maybe you can decide only to have this as an image. And of course, this image will have inside the link to the central library website or to the institution website. So the only limitation is related to the space you can use for the image. So no more than 234 by 60 pixels. Or maybe if there is a text or an image into the website of your institution, you can simply get the header from the link itself. So you can decide to put a different text, a different image, or a link to a presentation or to a web page of your institution by clicking on the link, the text, or on the image. If you already created an header for Science Direct, maybe you can decide to copy the header from Science Direct itself. So in this case, if you already create something for Science Direct, you can simply click here, copy header from Science Direct, and this means that the header will be the same for Science Direct and Scopus. Okay, it's quite easy, and of course you have to play a little bit with this functionality in order to check if everything is fine and everything is nice to see on the Scopus website. So as I said, this information will be here, and another place where you can see the institutional image is here. You know what is this? This is the menu. This menu is an hidden menu. So to have access to your profile, here you have to click on your name, and then will be available the information about your organization and the remote access activation and the logout. But if you want to show the list of different the menu related to the different functionality of your profile in Scopus, you have to click here on the right. So this is an hidden menu. Clicking on the menu, you can see, you can check all the information related to your profile. And also in this case, here you can see my organization. So you can see if you provided to Scopus the image of your institution here, you will see the image of the institution or the different text. The same you can find also here in the page. Okay, so this is where you can change the message, the institutional logo or the text. Then let's go on in all the message and the brand you can use into the product. In this case, you can change only 2 different messages in the platform. The first one is about remote access test message. As I showed before, when you click on your profile, clicking here, you can see remote access activation. So if I don't have any remote access activation, I can simply request the remote access activation through this link. So imagine I have no remote access remote access to the platform. In this case, I can click on the link and I land on the Scopus remote access activation. In this case, the workflow is really easy. I have to put my email, and this email is related to my profile, so I don't have to write anything. To ask the remote access and then continue means that I confirm this is my email, and then I will receive an email to me from Scopus is saying that I have to link on a specific link in order to activate the remote access. But here you can see the text is the standard one. Okay, so activating this feature can provide access to Scopus when you are using a device outside the institutional network, and blah blah blah, and other information. You can change the text into the web page. So if you don't want to provide automatically remote access to the users, you can use a different text. So for users who don't have already remote access, this is the default remote access text message. So if they click on the link, they get the page with please contact your library or administrator in order to ask for a free username and password. Then you will be able to access Scopus anytime, anywhere. Okay, but if you want to put a different text, then you can click no, and you can write here the remote access text message. The maximum length is 400 characters, and here you can describe, also in Spanish if you want, for instance, that to have access to the platform, they have to contact someone specific into the institution, or maybe you can write the link to the web page where the library is explaining how to get access through the VPN or through the proxy server, and so on. So you can write here a specific message for users. Okay, if not, the message is the default one, and it's to get in touch with the library or the administrator. But in the last 2 or 3 years, because the remote access is the standard, access for users, usually this is the remote access text into the page. So let's check in your institution how this works with your users, and if you want, you can put a different text here. The other one is about the registration or edit profile text message. If you remember at the start of the presentation when I start talking about how to create your user login details, I show you register. And when you register, you can put all the information. And here in the register page, you can put a specific text for users. So I show you before the default message, but if you want to write something when they register themselves into the platform, here you can decide to put a different text message only for your users inside your IP range of your institution. So in this case, I can show you, for instance, personal profile access here, modify personal details and preference, because I am already logged in with my profile, so I don't want to create another and register myself a second time, but I can show you the page. Simply click here on modify personal. This is asking for security and privacy. Again, my password. Okay, so in this case, there is no text. The standard text is no text here, as you can see here on top. But if you want to write something specific to, to show to the new users, maybe a contact, or how to get in touch with the central library, or how to get in touch with someone into the organization, you can write a text that will be available in the registration or in the edit profile web page. So in this case, I can change some information about me and then submit again and change my profile. So this is about the messaging into the platform. So let's move to the next topic. And the next topic we are going to finish in 10 minutes. So the next topic will be the predefined links and then the external links settings. This is really important. And the predefined links are links related to different profiles or different products, and they are already provided by by Scopus itself and Elsevier. But you can decide to show the links or not to show the links. The first one is to configure the interlibrary loan document library delivery settings. The interlibrary loan document delivery is about full text of articles of journals who are not subscribed by your institution. So in this case, this link is providing to the users a link in order to ask to the central library or to the library the possibility to have access to the full text of the article through the interlibrary loan or the document delivery. This link is here. I can show you. Library catalog. So in my case, this is about the library catalog. But in your case, you can decide to activate here the link for the interlibrary loan. So if you want to configure the interlibrary loan, in this case, they are configured by default, but you can change from the default to yes. So clicking here on yes. Then when you save to yes, this is changing and you can then set up. For the interlibrary loan and document delivery, usually the link is providing an email the users have to contact in order to ask for the access to the service. So here you can write the email address, or if you have a link to a service, a document delivery service, in order to provide access to the document delivery interlibrary loan service to the users. And this will be available, as I said, here on library catalog. Okay, so this will be available in this right side of the menu. So this is the first link, and here also you can check all the information related to how to turn on and off the interlibrary loan. The second is about the link to Cyval. Cyval is another product from the Elsevier publisher, and here you can see the link to Cyval is into the different links in Scopus. So if you want to show your user the link to Cyval, then you can have yes, who is the default link. If not, if you want to hide this link to your user, you can simply click here on no and then save. So it's up to you. You can decide how to show or not show links into the Scopus platform. So this was about the predefined links. The other point is about the external link settings. This is really important for your users in order to go from the search in Scopus to the full text of articles indexed in the database. So here you can check the link categories. So you have a very long list of different catalogs of libraries, databases, full text, interlibrary document delivery, link resolvers, OPAC, other SJR link, subscribed, not subscribed, icon display, web services. So you have a very long list of different links. And if something is not available here, please contact the e-customer service in order to have this list of links updated. But let me show you where you can find the links in Scopus. For instance, I'm looking for something related to the Zika virus, for instance. So I'm searching for documents related to Zika virus. Here in the document search page, I can find different links under the single article. So you can see here the view abstract is standard. So it's only to immediately see the abstract of this article. But the following links are manageable, and you can change the list of the links here in order to provide to your users different links for this specific article. And of course, as you can see, this is and will be changed for all the results. Okay, so this is the so-called link resolver. Usually we have this full text with an hybrid button, and this is connected with the DOI website to provide access to the full text, or to try to have access to the full text if the article is part of a journal subscribed by the institution. Fecyt publisher is based also in my case because I'm showing to you a default platform of Scopus, but this can be managed directly by you, by the administrator. This is to see this article at the publisher website, and this link is provided by the publisher. So the publisher is providing to Scopus the link to the website where the full text of the article is available. And related documents is the same about abstract. It's something standard and you cannot change it in Scopus because it's all the documents referred by this article in Scopus. So you can change the link resolver here if you have a specific link resolver service, or other links here like the view at publisher, the view at the repository, the view of the article at the catalog of the library. So you can decide to change what you want here in the links. And where you can find these links, I'm going to show you with an example where you can find all the links, not only in the result page, you can also find them in other pages. So imagine we want to put a new link resolver in Scopus. So we choose the category of link resolver and then go. Here you can see all the different link resolvers available at the moment. Link resolvers are third-party solutions. So in this case, you can find the most used one and the ones who are already in touch with Scopus in order to have a pre-set up service into the platform. If you don't see your link resolver, the link resolver service you are subscribing, please contact the e-customer service to have more information. But here you can find the most used one. And maybe in this case, the University of Palermo is subscribing the Serial Solution Periodical Finder. So let's click, or maybe another one from EBSCO or from other third parties. But let's click here. Here you can see the base URL and all the information, required fields you have to provide to Scopus in order to install the link to Scopus. And here you can see where this link will be located. So you can also decide to change the sort priority. So in this case, it's 4 for this institution. In my case, the link resolver is the second in the order, but you can decide to put it the 5th or the 6th. So you can decide where to put the link into the different places. So the first one is the results page. The other one is about the references. So if I click on the specific article, we automatically see all the references. Okay, first of all, you already see other links here. So the link resolver, this is a link to Copac, this is BibSys, they are standard links provided by Scopus, but maybe you can find other links related to the references. Let me check. Okay, not in this case, because there are no references. Let me get back to the results. Let's go here. Okay, same. For instance, here, this is automatically provided by Scopus. You can view this article also in Embase, so it's another database from Scopus. Let's see. Okay, here you can see the references. And also in the references, you can see the links. So if you decide to set up your link resolver here as first link, this will be available every time as first link in all the web pages. So this is about references. Another place where you can find the links is when you click on sources. Sources are the journals who are indexed in Scopus. So here you can see the list of all the journals, and you can again check here the links below any journal indexed in Scopus. So if you click on the specific journal, again you will find the links, and the links are the journal homepage. This is set as a default from the journal itself, but then again other links, and you can see more. So again, BibSys, ACMP, and other links provided for my profile. But with this part of the admin tool, you can personalize all the links into Scopus, all the external link settings. So again, just to recap, here you can see the different categories. So We also have interlibrary document delivery services, and here you can find the supported ones. We have some databases who are supported. Also, you can see you can add these links to the result page, to the article page, to the source page, to the journal page, and you can decide, you know, the sort of the link. So for each category, other miscellaneous, you can check for the others. The view in Embase, I before showed you the Embase one and other web services. So for each category, you have some proposals and some services who are already supported by Scopus. If you don't find a specific external link you want to improve and put into Scopus, please contact the e-customer service to have this one available, if supported, of course. The most important ones are about link resolvers, and I already showed the link resolvers. Okay, so this was about the external links you can manage. The last two links here in Scopus are related to search options. Search options are related to the enable buttons link on the research result page. When you are looking for results and articles on Scopus, I'm going to finish in a couple of minutes, so I'm sorry if this is taking more than 1 hour and a half, but just to finish, to describe you all the functionalities related to the admin tool of Scopus. Here, as you can see in the result page, when you are looking for results, let me show you. Yeah, the results page, you can see all the document of the search, and you can see view secondary documents, view patent results. Also, this link is available for personalization. Okay, so you can decide to show the link to patents or to hide this link. It's up to you. If you have other platforms to provide to users access to the patents, you can simply decide to not show the link to the patents from Scopus. So in this case, it's yes, but if you don't want to show to the users the link to patents from Scopus, you can simply decide to put this to no. And this is only about the patents link on the search result page. Last links are related to explain Scopus to your users. This is a link to get information related to Scopus itself, so videos, user guides in different formats, posters and fact sheets you can use into the library, so resources you can use to talk about Scopus with your users. And the last point is about the related links. So this is to the Scopus website. This is to the info.scopus.com, the info site, and this is to the Scopus coverage report. The Scopus coverage report is the Excel file with all the journals indexed in Scopus. It's a very important file because you can see and check what are the journals indexed in Scopus by a very short outlook into an Excel file, and you can search for information, you can filter information, you can get information about journal name changes, so a lot of different information about the journal indexed into the platform. And this is the source title list. It's a very heavy file. It's 16 megabytes. So It's not something that you can have on the screen, but you can download it. And you can also download the book title list, and also the discontinued source from Scopus January 2019. This is about all the journals who were in Scopus, but at the moment are discontinued because the content selection advisory board decided to stop the indexing into the platform. So if you have any doubts about what are the journals indexed into the database, the three files are really useful because they are Excel files and you can play with them. So this is about the content, the content coverage report. Last information is about where you can find more information about the admin tool. And this is quite easy to get, because here you can find the link to Admin Tool Support Center. So this is the Admin Tool Support Center if you have any issue related to the admin tool. So what's new? What about orders and renewals? What about access using the product? The product means the admin tool itself, and frequent asked questions related to the admin tool. So this is the service page. You can ever contact the customer service via email or via phone calls. This is the connection is back. I'm really sorry about this issue with the internet connection, but we just finished. So this is about the Elsevier Support Center, service.elsevier.com. This is about all the products and also about the admin tool if you need. So you have to click here on admin tool. I'm sorry about no sound. I know Pilar. We had an issue with the internet connection at the end, but yeah, the presentation is finished. So I thank you very much for your attention during the presentation. I think we are out of the time for the presentation. So if you have any question, please contact Fecyt. And of course, the presentation, the recording of this presentation and training will be available online on the Fecyt website. So thank you very much for your attention. And if you have any question, please get in touch. I'm not going to reply to your questions now because we are over the 1 hour and a half for the presentation, but you can contact me offline when you need and when you want. Okay, thank you very much. Have a good day, and enjoy the week we are facing. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.